Hey, everybody. Welcome back if you're returning. Welcome if you're new here. And thank you so much for joining me today. If you missed Monday's video, my apologies. I ghosted for a week because I had to do some self care. I actually socialized over the holiday weekend. And for someone who doesn't socialize a lot, that was too much. I got over peopled. So, we're going to use the wisdom of the oracle to get our topic for today. And we have observer. Observer. You know, I think for many of us, we don't spend enough time as the observer, and we have fairly chaotic lives, just in general. When you think about all of the activities that you do throughout the course of a day, the responsibilities you have, and so many times we will be so in our head about what we got to get done, what we got to do this, go there, the kids have to be here, blah, 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 blah. We are not observing what's happening around us. We are not in the present moment. We're either thinking about something that already happened or thinking about something that needs to happen. And so we're either in the past or in the future. And that is what keeps us so off balance, off center as we go through our days. And you just feel chaotic. Um, by slowing down our minds, and it's just basically being present in the moment, and that sounds so cliche. However, when you dig in deep, what does it mean to be present? That means that my mind is focused on what's happening right here, right now. Yes, there are times that you have to think about something that you need to do. But instead of like keeping all that in your head, if that's something that's an issue for you, the racing thoughts and, constant, write it down. Make a list of the stuff you've got to do. I still keep an old school wall calendar so I can look at the week at a glance. These are the things that I need to do. I know that because I've written it down, I don't have to keep replaying it in my head. Or if I have an appointment in the afternoon, I'll set an alarm that will notify me in enough time to get to the appointment so that I know I'm not going to forget. I'm not constantly checking the clock. I'm still staying here. It means that when you're in a conversation, you're not formulating your reply. You're emotionally present, hearing what the other person is saying, not thinking about what you're going to say back, just absorbing. And it's an openness and a groundedness that brings so much peace by being here now. And when you hear be present, it's like, what the fuck are they talking about? I mean, for me, for the longest, I didn't quite get it, like be present. Where the hell else am I going to be? But mentally, emotionally, I was not present. And it took me a long time to figure out how to do that. And it's a practice because for the majority of the population, we weren't taught how to be present. And it's something that we're very present as children. If you look back to when you were a young child, you were in that moment. There were no other moments other than the one you were currently living. I mean, we look forward to Christmas and stuff, well, whatever. There were other thoughts in your head from time to time, but for the most part, you were about what you were experiencing in that moment. That's why we got in trouble so much because, yes, in my mind, in that moment, the most fun thing to do is jump in the mud puddle and splash like I have no qualms whatsoever. Well, because we were going to church and I was wearing a dress, my mom was not happy about that. So, we get punished as children for being in the moment and following our inner desires for play and joy and just experiencing what's in front of us. You know, I think back, you're having a really good time, but you need to go do your homework. And that becomes our new neural pattern because Our minds are, uh, they're plastic, neuroplasticity. They're moldable, which means that even though we got that programming as we became adults, we can change it. And it takes time, it takes practice, but we can change that programming to where it becomes our default to stay present. We will catch ourselves when we start to run off in our head and go somewhere else, or shut down our emotions because we're too far over here. When you become present and are able to maintain that presence, you'll find that life becomes much more enjoyable. One, because you are able to stay centered and aligned in your energy. You're actually experiencing the only part of life that counts, which is this moment, because that's where our opportunities, our choices, everything we do changes our future. If we're not here in the moment, we're going to miss the opportunities. We're going to miss those pivotal moments where we could have made a huge difference, but we didn't even notice because we were thinking about next Tuesday when we've got to go do this, or last week when so and so said that thing that upset us. And also with your emotions, when you are not fully in your body, fully in the moment, you may adopt emotions that either A, aren't yours, because we do absorb that emotional energy from our surroundings, or B, are not, they're fleeting. Emotions are visitors. If we're in the present moment and we acknowledge, I feel sadness, what is it trying to tell me? What is this meant to show me? Because when we acknowledge the emotion, we don't try to squash it, push it, shove it, or make a reason for it. Like, oh, that's probably because, no, what is this trying to show me? Because as the observer of the present moment, there is so much information there for us that can help you learn how your emotions work, how you personally process emotions, and how to handle them in a way that promotes self mastery. Because when you can acknowledge, I notice anger, what is it trying to tell me? Has someone crossed my boundaries? Is this situation not honoring me? And you reflect. Where is the anger coming from and what is it trying to tell me? And you wait before you respond. If you are not present and you feel anger and you react, you miss the opportunity. You miss the lesson in the emotion. And the reaction generally is very ineffective as compared to reflection and response, where you identify what they just did is not in line with the treatment I deserve and will accept. I need to correct that and address it in a way that shows that I am deserving of the treatment that I'm asking for. Uh, when you just react in the moment out of reflex, that reaction is generally not emotionally intelligent, nor does it say I demand respect. Uh, it comes off way different and very seldom helps resolve the problem, but could make it grow tremendously. So again, being the observer of our life in the present moment changes who we are. It changes our whole experience of life. And it will also prompt you to splash in the mud puddle when the opportunity arises, because you'll learn through the questioning of your emotions, that inner child portion of you that wants to play and is not willing to pass up the opportunity to play because of a future engagement, or I need to vacuum instead, or, you shift your priorities a little bit to bring more of that joy in, and you look for the opportunities in that present moment to really enjoy what is around you. You actually notice the beautiful wildflowers, or the field full of horses, or the fuzzy baby cows. I love fuzzy baby cows. In springtime, I'm always like, babies! Because those are precious things that can bring joy into the day, just in little pieces. But if you're always looking in the present moment for the joy, for the opportunity, for a moment to share humor, for a way to bring love, light, and laughter into that moment of life, it changes how you live. Instead of being so focused on where you're going, what you're doing, what you got to get done, da, 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 having that constant jumbled mess going on in your head. And again, because our brains are moldable, this is something you can learn. It's just a new habit. When you catch yourself running off in your head, bring yourself back. Say, whoa, whoa, whoa. Start touching physical objects. Start becoming aware. It's just grounding. You're bringing yourself back into your body in the present moment. And it does take practice, especially if you're a person who's mentally busy. I'm a Gemini rising, an intellectual nerd. My mind is always doing something to the point that I will run out of brain cells because my mind gets so busy. I'll walk into doorways, fall down, trip. I have gone here lately, I've been on this bender with Carl Jung and depth psychology. And like, I've spent so much time in my head that I have worn more coffee than I drank just because I'm not paying attention because I'm here instead. So, and hot coffee dumped all over you will absolutely bring you back into the moment pretty quick. But it's just one of those things to start becoming aware of where am I at? If you've ever driven like from your job to your house and you don't even remember other than you showed up in your driveway, like, hmm, okay, probably ought to work on staying in the moment for your safety and the safety of others, but also for the peace that it will bring you. And the like, it's like going from 3D to 5D life because things become more vibrant because you're experiencing them in the moment. And if you can catch it when your mind starts to go over there, bring it back. And like anything else, we've talked about developing new habits. At first, it's like dealing with herding cats or keeping track of a toddler on crack. However, eventually, it becomes second nature. Invest upfront in that toddler on crack, bringing it back, bringing it back, bringing it back, bringing it back. And the way to do that, an easy way to do that that's not like going to be obvious to the people around you, is mind your breath, feel yourself breathing, feel the floor under your feet, the ground under your feet, whatever it is, your clothes on your body. Touch the things around you. Tangible objects will help bring you back into your body. Touch your body. Just touch your cheeks, something to bring you back into here. And if you start doing that, you'll start to understand how it feels to be present. And you'll notice immediately when you start to leave the current moment and be quicker at bringing yourself back. And then you'll understand how different life is when you experience it in the present moment and what it means to be present. I hope that helps. I was confused for the longest about be present. I am. But I wasn't. So thank you so much for joining me today. I hope this helps, and I will talk to you soon.